the name that paid for itself. You'll hear how a single rumor can wipe out 10 years of trust, how one quiet habit can armor you against every poisoned word, and how the name people speak before you enter a room can decide your future before you even say hello. Author Michael Valdez, storyteller. Close your eyes for a second and picture your own name floating down a long hallway. If that name feels heavy with respect, doors swing open before you touch the handle. If that name feels sticky with shame, those same doors lock with a silent sigh. This is a true story about a man named Frank, a name that was once just another email address. It shows how Frank made his name weigh gold, how he nearly let it rust, and how he learned to guard it like a father guards a sleeping child. Frank started out in Denver as a 23-year-old freelance coder. Coffee shops were his office, and hoodies were his uniform. The only thing he owned that was truly his was a reputation for finishing code before the client even finished the sentence. Word spread among startups, and send it to Frank became shorthand for problem solved. He didn't know he was practicing Law 5. He just knew people trusted his name. One winter, a tech scout named Kara invited him to an elevator pitch contest in Boulder. If he won, he'd get seed money to build his own app. Frank rehearsed the pitch in his cracked phone screen. The app would help food trucks track inventory in real time. He imagined investors nodding heads and writing checks. On the morning of the contest, a stranger tweeted a screenshot of a repo from Frank's old GitHub. Repo showed 4-year-old code labeled smart contract that looked copied from a larger project. The tweet said, "So this original coder is on stage today, laughing my ass off." Frank had cleaned up the repo 2 years ago and credited his source. But the tweet screenshot cut that part out. It was a short 140-character punch. The message got retweeted by several local influencers while Frank was brushing his tooths. By the time he walked into the hotel ballroom, investors were scrolling through the thread. During the first pitch, the judges whispered about integrity issues. Frank stood up, cleared his throat, and saw heads already halfway shook. He started pitching, but the room's energy was soft closing toward no. Frank didn't win. In the hallway, a man from Seattle told him, "We just can't risk our funds on a guy who lifts code." He spoke like a judge announcing a sentence. Frank went home, opened the blinds, left them that way for 3 days. He watched the ceiling fan spin like people's trust slipping away. He considered deleting his accounts, changing his name online, maybe moving to Portland. Then a memory hit him. His first customer, a taco truck owner named Maya. She had said, "You come when you say you come." Most folks promise and forget. Frank realized he had never built his reputation on best code or genius. He built it on a single clear quality: reliability. Reliability was not glamorous, but it was easy to see when it disappeared. It was also easy to measure when it returned. Frank decided to rebuild. He reopened the GitHub repo, wrote a long blog post explaining the old code, the citation fix, and the lessons. He shared screenshots, timestamps, and 30-second video proof. He kept the post calm, not defensive. Then he shipped a free tool that helped small restaurants calculate supply costs. He emailed it to every food truck operator he had ever met. He stayed in every forum reply thread and answered questions the same day. He didn't mention the contest. He just showed up when he said he'd show up. 3 weeks later, Kara called. An investor wants a look at that inventory app. Tweet drama died down. Room remembers you, but curiosity is winning. Frank went back to the same hotel, same judges. He wore the same shoes. The difference was the new story attached to his name: Transparency plus reliability. Pitch ended. Half the panel applauded. He secured $120,000 on a convertible note. Not a fortune, but enough to breathe. Months later, a competitor spread a rumor that the app crashed during peak hours. Frank had learned. He had set up public uptime logs and invited the customers to watch the graphs. The rumor never climbed past a Slack remark. Business grew. Investors upgraded him. Investors like people who protect their stock without needing a lawyer. Frank never forgot the lesson. Reputations are like ceramic plates. They hold your breakfast for decades. But one crack on center stage can leave you hungry, embarrassed, and watching other people eat. He started calling reliability his one single strong quality in interviews. He said the phrase until reporters finished it for him. If a client missed an invoice twice, he still delivered on time, never saying, "You owe me." He knew others were watching. Wife asked him once, "Why do you care so much about what folks mutter?" Frank said, "Because when the sun goes down, all I truly own is my name." Gold turns to debt. Pleasure turns to sleep. Only the name follows me into the next day. Guard it with your life. Years later, Frank's company employed 200 people. He never moved to Portland. He still works in Denver, but the windows in his office are made of clear glass. He likes the transparency. That's the story. A man who saw how a name is a currency that speaks before you do. And how that currency can buy you trust, peace, and a second chance. If you guard it like it's the last water in a desert. Summary: the world forms its opinion of you long before you step into sight. A reputation built on one clear quality is easier to protect and easier for people to spread. Damage to that name can come from a single tweet or whisper. Repair takes longer than building, so protect it early. Show up when you say you will. Speak truth even when nobody asks. Let people test you, then pass their tests in daylight. Your name is the first door you walk through everywhere you go. Guard it with your life, and it will return the favor. Guard it with your life. Guard it with your life. Guard it with your life.